you are growing the economy at 4%, which is what we have seen, the average. In fact, the average over the past 3 years is actually lower than that. It's about 2.5. But let's say 4. It means that we expect to exit from $1,000 per capita income to $2,000 per capita income in 14 years. I don't know where you and I will be in 14 years, where this administration will be in 14 years. So if we give them another 5 years, what will be our per capita income? It will be maximum maybe $1,500 or $1,200. Again, some people will argue that the per capita income is actually below 800. That is average. Okay? And we know the high level of inequality that I pointed out earlier. So that's the social and development indicator that you need to be referring to. Yeah, like you said, the election is coming, and then everybody, they will be ramping up, and against this, of course, you see the spin with the report, because it's helping the government. Like I said, they've stabilized the economy, but you can stabilize an economy because you're implementing the wrong policy. Okay? Because if you have a policy that has impoverished the nation, making Nigeria unattractive. They're talking about capital importation as well. I looked at that figure, but I need to break that down also. The component that is growing the little GDP that we have, okay, those are the non-core aspects of GDP, which is like the food inflation. The core aspect has not grown. The core GDP, we are talking about private consumption plus private investment. Private consumption is the food, the livelihood of individuals. When you have this high level of poverty, of course, people are not increasing their consumption. And if people are not consuming, they are not buying goods and services. Firms cannot be doing well on the general level. You only have very few segments who are doing well. And that's why in your stock market also is dominated by just 4 segments, 4 sectors only. Okay? All the shares there are controlled by 24 companies. All right. And in fact, if you remove 3 companies, you've taken almost half of that with Dangote, Bua, and Zenith. You've taken almost half of the stock market. So that is not a distributive economy. That's not an egalitarian society. And then when you have this high level of poverty, and I can tell you where we are headed in the next 14 years. You're going to have 2,000. Before then, our per capita income before 2023, our per capita income was near $3,000. That has impoverished us, and it's going to take us so many years to recover. And you're telling me that you're not going to reverse such policy?
Prof, are you saying that
that doesn't show that we have poor understanding of things?
Prof, are you saying that subsidy was not a good idea? Because I'm trying to understand, because you've given
subsidy removal was not a very good idea. Okay, if you have removed subsidy and then you're accounting for it, we can't see what is being done with. Isn't it a good time to actually think of returning it?
Oh.
What? Okay, when we had poverty, we had subsidy. Our per capita income was $3,000 with subsidy. Without subsidy, our per capita income is $800. And I'm telling you that in 14 years, your per capita income will only be less than $2,000. That's if you maintain stable growth at the rate we're having it now. You asked me to play the role of a prophet. That's what I see in the future.
A reduction in per capita income, even with the removal of fuel subsidy. That's what you're saying, Prof.
I am not saying it. That's what the data says.